Hello people that in the house doing today, as everybody knows, it's Suicide Prevention Day. It's basically the 10th of September. And everybody knows, anybody who watches this channel, anybody who knows me personally, I went through hell with mental health problems a few years ago. I went through hell and that's what described as hell. And it took a lot out of me. And I swore if I got out of that situation, that mindset that I was in at the time, I would do my absolutely best to try and raise awareness of suicide, to try and help people as much as I can in mental health problems, and in raising awareness or in general of suicide. And I'm going to say this to everybody, I'm going to say this straight off the plate. The first time I started experiencing problems, I suppose that's the word I'm going to use, problems. It's 100%. I felt stupid. I felt very, very stupid to go up and say to somebody, look, I'm having a hard time, I can't cope. Look, like, the first step, and I might as well say to everybody, is you talk to somebody. Talk to anybody. People, you might not take it. I thought nobody cared about me, right? I might as well say the truth back in the day, when I was in this mindset, I suppose you could say. And everybody wanted to listen, everybody helped me through it. And that's the key. Nobody faces suicide and nobody faces mental health problems alone. Everybody is with you. Everybody's willing to help. Everybody, so sad calms everybody. Everybody's with you. Everybody's there to give you a leg up. Because everybody needs a leg up. Everybody needs a leg up now and again. And I'm going to say this to people. It's really 110 million% okay not to be okay. Because we all have them days. We feel depressed, we all feel sad some days. But it's the people who we're with, the people who make us, I suppose you say, our friends, our family. They're the people who will lift you up and help you. Because if I have a bad day, me personally, I say to my friends, look, I'm having a bit of a bad day. Can we have a bit of a joke and a bit of a laugh and a bit of a talk? Because, the best cure, and people would say to me, there's this medication, there's that medication, but the best cure is laughter. 100% laughter. Having a bit of crack. Not that way, but, having a bit of fun. That's the best way to help yourself, help inside you. It does help. And it's speaking about things does help too. I'm just going to say to people, as I said there a few minutes ago, it's 100 million% okay not to be okay. Because everybody is nobody's ever in a good mood. Not that way, I think that's a bad way of putting it. But, we all have them bad days. I'm sure everybody understands. We all have them bad days. We all have them moments where we feel like life is falling down around us. This whole room's collapsing, let's just say that. But in my case, I felt like the whole world was collapsing around me. And it's hard. I know it's hard. I really know, because I'm putting myself in the shoes I was in back a few years ago. And it is hard. I know how it feels to be on the edge, I suppose, the very edge of society, the very edge of the barrier between life and death, I suppose you could say. And your mindset, I understand completely. I know from experience the mindset of people who are thinking these thoughts. And the only thing I can say to people is, as I said, I can't say this enough to people. It's 100% okay not to be okay, because everybody's with you. Everybody's with you. And I would say I know people who went through hell mental health the same as me. And I helped them through it. Along with their friends, and we all helped each other, I suppose you could say. We all stood up for each other. We were there for each other. We never abandoned anybody. And nobody will ever abandon anybody in their time of need. And I just want to say to anybody, if you're experiencing suicidal thoughts or mental health problems, talk to somebody. Really, really talk to somebody. From the bottom of my heart, I really am telling a personal story here. When I was back a few years ago, it was really hard. Like, I 3 or 4 times nearly committed suicide, and might as well say it straight to people. Um, it's hard. I know it's hard to speak to people about them issues. I know you feel stupid, you feel tensed up, you feel nervous in talking to people about them things. But the way I look at it, you know, if you have a problem, it's the same with anything in life. If you have a problem, talk about it. The best cure is talking about it. There's always a solution, no matter what. Because, you know, dark times will come. Dark times will come. I'm not going to deny dark times will come. Either be a funeral or something like that. But the good times will outweigh the bad times, if you know what I'm saying. Like, the amount of bad days you have, say you have 6 bad days in a year, right? 6 terrible days, say 6 terrible dark days where you felt so run down, so depressed, so anxious that you couldn't do anything. For them 7 or 6 bad days, right? There's another 1,000 good days to come. And we are, I suppose, have to look at ourselves and say, and give us a positive note, because when I was going through this, I might as well say, this is from my experience too. I looked at myself, right? I looked at myself in the mirror, and I said to myself, this is the 3rd week I was in the mental hospital. Back in the days, I was doing it for way after the suicide attempt, and you know, it was hard. I'm not going to deny it was hard, because you know, everything came on top of you. Everything collapsed around you. I thought my life was over. And, you know, people, your friends and your family, in my time of need, so many people helped me. So many people. The HSC helped me. Everybody in my community helped me. I did that by sending cards, phone calling me in the hospital, you know, checking up on me regularly. Even coming up, someone came up from Cavan to Dublin to see me. To come because they were that worried about me. And that's something that's key. If you have them people with you and on your side, then there's no worries. Because it gave me hope. That gave me hope. And there's 2 or 3 people especially give me really, really hope to fight on, to pull myself up, I suppose you could say, from the ashes. And to rebuild myself, I suppose you could say, into a more positive, more understanding, and more open person. I'm not going to lie to people, it did take time. It took a long time for me to get fully better. But, as I said, your friends and your family will support you all the way. Like my friends and my family did, and I have to really say, and I might get emotional, yeah, because I am a pretty emotional person. But I never really took the option on a video to say thank you to people. I really appreciate it. I'm sorry, I'm getting a bit emotional. I really have to thank people who supported me during them dark times. And I want to say to people, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. No matter what you go through, no matter how dark it is, no matter how hopeless the situation seems, there's always a brighter day ahead, no matter what happens. And take that as a fact, because that's a fact. It's not a fiction, it's a fact. It's a fact. Because, as I said, bad days will come and go, but the good days will stay. There might be 1 or 2 bad days in the 100,000 years, right? But the good days define us. The good days bring out the good in us. And the bad days shows our understanding and our openness. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you have experienced mental health problems, please, I will leave links in the description for So Sad and the Samaritans. So please don't be afraid to talk to them. I talked to the Samaritans and So Sad so many times. Don't feel afraid. to express yourself, to express what's going on, and to talk about it, and even to your friends or to family, because there's nothing that can't be sorted out. There's nothing at all in this world that can't be sorted, because if we all work together, if we all help each other, we will get through it. And I just want to say to people, the number one priority in any place, in a job or anything, and people might say grades and all that's important. But the thing is, I'm going to say straight to people, you might have the biggest amount of money in the world, you might have $50 billion, right? But at the end of the day, if you get sick, money is useless. And I'm going to say this to people, your health is your wealth. And I want people to remember that. This man has said it. Your health is your wealth. And as long as you have your health and your happiness, what more do you want? Thank you for listening. And never feel afraid to talk. Thank you.